So essentially, Eccles Global was started 4 years ago as a separate entity at the business school. And the purpose for Eccles Global is really kind of what Mark Twain said on the side here. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. We've been running these programs now since 2012, more formally since 2016. And we have had um, put together three different types of experiences. 1 week, which is fall, spring, and summer break. 1 month, which is typically our summer sessions, where we do one class at a time, break the summer down into three different sessions. And full semester. And full semester includes what Kaylee's here to talk about, and that is the Entrepreneurship Minor over a full semester, whether it's in the summer or in the spring or in the fall. And good news for Kaylee, we're going to run the Entrepreneurship Minor not just this summer, because we think we're probably going to not be able to do it because of France's lockdown, but we'll run it probably again in the fall and for sure in the spring. So there'll be opportunities for you to take a couple of those classes. Then we also have an information systems minor that is also one term. This summer we're running it in South Korea, and it's actually going to work. We visited yesterday with our provider, and we're going to go. And we've got 23 students that want to go. So we're going to do that and live to all the protocols on that the Korea's requiring, like quarantining and all that, but they're going to take care of all that, our providers. So that's great. And then, so that's the experience Eccles Global has provided. And what it really does is give the student, you, a competitive advantage when you're interviewing for jobs, and we have a different view of the world. You're going to have an advantage, and it's proven out. We're going to talk today about Fall 21, which fulfills the BCOR 3000 requirements. It's the entire semester. And I think you'll be pleased with what you see with what we're able to do this fall. And then we also are going to offer, I'm not going to talk much today about this, but Spring 22 will be bridge course requirements, and that will be offered in Sydney, Australia. We're going to be in London in the fall and Sydney in the spring. And so as a sophomore business scholar, you can take both of these experiences back to back if you'd like. You'd fulfill all of your requirements before you drop into your major. And that's going to be great. So, and working closely with all the department chairs to put these two together and make it work. But the big thing is creating lifelong partnerships. I've watched students from 4 years ago in London and 3 years ago in Sydney stay friends over all these years, and they have been able to connect and really network with each other and stay connected. It's been a really cool thing to see. So that is a really cool benefit to going on a learning abroad experience. And I had a student come to me about a year and a half ago and said, my biggest regret in college is I didn't, I guess I spelled that. I didn't take the opportunity to learn abroad. That's what it should say. And so I hope that you don't have that regret for either yourself or your student, because it's an amazing experience. This fall, we're going to be in London 100%. And this will be our fourth semester in London. And then in the spring, we'll head to Sydney for our third semester, actually, in Sydney, Australia. Both incredible experiences. And we're going to talk specifically about London today. And here's what you can expect. In the fall, all sophomores that are moving from freshman year to sophomore year are required to take a BCOR 3000 section. That's a 12-hour credit, and it's a rotation on Mondays, Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays through these 5 classes that you see: accounting, finance, management, marketing, and supply chain. And the professors work together to provide an integrated curriculum for the student. And we've been able to put this together for London, and we'll have a 7:30 a.m. section taught from Utah, and in London it'll be 2:30 in the afternoon. So you'll go from 2:30 to 5:30 in the afternoons on Mondays through Thursday. And then there's an add-on class that we've included, and it's the Benyon Center Community Engagement class, and it works as an elective for your 121 semester credit hours. All of that is included in the experience, and you'll be studying in South Kensington at a facility that is run by Kappa. And I'm going to jump out of this full screen and let me stop the share and run to let's see, run to my internet here. And here's Kappa's location in London. I hope you can all see that. Can you see that okay? You see the map of the UK? Yes, no? Yes?
Yeah.
Jenna? Okay, good. Okay, so here's London. We all know kind of what the UK looks like. This is the headquarters for the financial world in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. It's a New York City finance hub, and it's London, and it's amazing. So London, if you've never been there, is very cool. It's really centered around the old city of London down here, and then Hyde Park on this end of the city. And Kappa is located in South Kensington, just south of Kensington Palace on Cromwell Road. And they have a wonderful facility there with exceptional classroom space and common area and just a very, very nice facility. That is where you take your classes, and where you live is in Camden Town. And I've got some pictures and some other things to show you on that, but Camden Town is basically right here. This is Old Kentish Road. That's the facility. I guess I should go back to the map. It's right up here, if you've ever been there, right up here on Old Kentish Road. And so the housing is right in this area. It's about a 20 to 25 minute tube ride through the city of London down to the Kappa facility. And I'm just gonna grab this real quick, and this is the housing right here. And there's a Sainsbury grocery store right across the street, which is super cool. And then just down the street, at the end of this street, is this is the Camden Town tube stop. So it's very, very convenient. Students absolutely love living in this location. This will be the 4th semester we are in this location. So I'm really excited to present that. Let me go back to the slide deck. And we'll go back, and this is Kappa on Cromwell Road. This is the front of the building right here. It's an old Georgian townhome, and it's awesome. This is an internal shot of the entry. I don't have any pictures of classrooms. The classrooms are very nice, and there's a global classroom in the building that has 2 massive 85-inch big screen televisions. One is a computer that connects into Utah, and the other is a whiteboard the professor in Utah uses to provide the lecture material and put up PowerPoints and whatnot. It's really seamless. This is the 4th semester we're going to do Zoom teaching from Salt Lake to London. And we've had some great instructors in the past, and we're going to have great instructors this time that have already done this. Mike Lewis in accounting, and Sue Sundar in global supply chain. And I think Sheena McFarland in our marketing group is going to do the marketing class. So really great professors. So Kappa London. And then this is where you'll live. What I showed you are pictures of Camden Town. Just on the other street is the Camden Town marketplace and the Lock. And it's just a really dynamic area to live and a lot of fun. So students have found that to be awesome. So questions so far, if you can interrupt me, that's fine. I'll just keep going. Everybody good? All right. So basically for fall term, your student would check in, or as a student would check in on Thursday, August 19th. So you'd fly from Salt Lake on Wednesday, or if you're already there somewhere, you just check in at Kappa. You'll get very specific information on how to get to housing. You'll get your keys. You'll get an Oyster card, which is unlimited access to the tube and bus lines, all the transportation within the city of London. And that'll be your check-in date. And then we'll have an orientation on the 20th, Friday, your free time over the weekend. And then on the 23rd, we'll start class, just like on campus. So campus starts on August 23rd, and your classes would start in London at 2:30 in the afternoon on the 23rd. And then you run all the way through the semester, check out on December 10th. Now, this is a little soft date. We might need to extend that another few days if there's a final type experience for BCOR. That would be the next week, but no problem, we'll do that. This is a BCOR section 64. So you'll see a lot of BCOR section 1, 2, 3, but this 64 is for Eccles Global. You will not see this in the catalog, it's suppressed. So you need to sign up directly with Eccles Global through our application link for this experience. It meets Monday through Thursday, and it's 2:30 to 5:30 your time in London, 7:30 to 10:30 in Salt Lake for the professors that are teaching it. And everyone that I've talked to said, that's great, let's do it. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, your time. And in fact, Monday mornings, because you don't meet until 2:30, I would think a lot of students want to travel back from wherever you are for the weekend on Mondays, because you'll have that opportunity in the morning. But these are sacred days for you, so those are yours, and you can use those however you'd like. Lots of easy travel from London in the UK for sure, super easy by train. Eurostar to Paris, EasyJet, Ryanair, super inexpensive flights to the continent. So there's a lot of places you can go, a lot of things you can do in 2 or 3 days. The cost is $14,000. Now put that in perspective. If you live on campus and you take a full 15-hour credit load, you're looking at about a $12,600 bill for that semester. So this cost is about $1,400 more. We call it an Eccles Global premium, essentially, to live in London. And that, to be quite frank, is inexpensive. We couldn't get below 16,000 last year. And since COVID has reduced the demand, a lot of the prices have dropped, and it's looking like it's a better price at 14 grand. So 2,000 less. What it includes is 15 semester credit hours, as we've looked at, housing, unlimited Oyster card, and then I'm going to pull the trigger and pay for a couple of weekend excursions. And those can be designed by you guys, the students, to figure out where you want to go. If you want to go up to Edinburgh, you want to go to Paris, you want to go to Amsterdam, I took students last 2 semesters ago to Munich, and we toured the BMW factory over the weekend. And then they had free time around southern Germany before flying back. It was a great experience. So we can do something like that. So we'll have 2 of those. What's not included is your international transportation to and from London, food and incidentals. Incidentals being the travel part. Food is actually less expensive, believe it or not, in the UK. There's no tax on food. Sainsbury's across the street is super inexpensive. There's a lot of pre-prepared meals, and you'll find that it's really very cost effective. So I'm talking a lot, but just want to make sure everybody's cool. All financial aid and scholarships can be applied. So if you have a tuition scholarship, housing scholarship, whatever you have, you can apply it to the fall program, no problem. And you're considered an in-state resident while you're engaged in Eccles Global Experiences. So if you don't have in-state residency, by the time you do this experience, it doesn't matter. You're considered an in-state resident, and it actually gives you credit for being in-state. So you can apply sometime during the term if you want for your residency. The application is open now, and it will close on May 15th, kind of a soft close, but we're limiting this to 20 students. I have 3 applicants now that are actually qualified, and so we've really got 17 seats left. And that's about it. Anybody have any questions?
I have a couple questions. What is the requirement or the terms that would qualify you to be part of the program?
So if your student is in freshman year now, completes the BCOR freshman requirements, then they're qualified for the fall term. And that's really the only requirement. You need to be in good standing at the business school. And I think that's a 3.0 or so GPA, maybe a 3.2. What I ask in the application is a student fill out an essay. There are 4 essays, and it basically just engages them in the process and tells me about what they're looking to get out of the experience. Then they need to upload their audit report. It's the DARS. and provide a resume. And then on balance, if your student is, doing the right things in school, there's no reason they wouldn't be accepted to the program.
And how many kids normally go?
20. 20 is the maximum. And we've hit that for 2 semesters over there. One semester at 18. The BCOR on-campus experience is limited to 40. So you have half of the students that will be in this cohort, which makes it a much more robust experience, to be honest.
Okay.
Yes. What else, Nicole? What do you got for me?
Well, I mean, it's probably not appropriate for this conversation, but I'll throw it out there. What he's doing right now is trying to look between the study abroad program that the school offers, and there's the one he's looking at, I think, is the CEA, where they offer, you do a psychology class, which he needs to fulfill, and some business classes. And I think they also have something like an internship built into that program. We haven't really dove into either one of the programs to see which is a better fit and what would he get out of them. But so that's kind of the start of this, is looking at yours and seeing what you offer for just doing the Eccles School compared to the other, that, and how would those things transfer to his ultimate goal in business.
Perfect. CEA is fabulous. I would highly recommend pursuing that if that makes sense for his schedule and what he wants to do. We've worked with CEA for 8 years, and they've delivered on everything that they've said they would. So we love CEA. The one thing to consider, and it's not a huge deal, but so it's really kind of a cohort experience for these kids students. They come in as freshmen, then they go to fall semester and do the BCOR 3000, and then spring semester are the bridge courses that now prepare them to enter their major. It's not that it put him behind, but he would be a semester, I guess, behind the other students. And so he needed to do the BCOR in the spring and bridge courses later in the summer or fall of the next year. So that's the only thing, is it might take him out of sync a little bit, but I don't think it's a huge deal. That's the only thing I would say that you just need to be careful about. And his academic advisor would be really helpful in mapping that out. So, but
Okay.
Again, it's whatever works for your student. And I think that CEA, I highly endorse CEA and what they provide. Their internships are awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's been a bit of a washing machine effect for these kids and their experiences. So, some of the things that they were able to, the things that we were excited about him being able to do haven't really come to fruition because of COVID. So, the way that you normally do things isn't really how it's been done anyway at this moment. So anyway, that's just something that we're trying to figure out.
Absolutely correct. Had 200 students signed up for last summer, canceled. No fall, no spring. This summer, we're unwinding most of it right now. The entrepreneurship program, 99% sure it's not going to go. So Kaylee, for this summer, it's just not going to happen. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just Francis really shut things down. They just said 2 weeks ago, no students on short-term programs, 90 days. They just don't want them there. So we'll see how it goes, but we're going to try to offer that in potentially the fall, but more likely the spring. So.
Gotcha. It made sense. I was honestly really surprised when I even saw that there was like an offer for summer of 2020. Didn't really think about it, but.
Yeah. Learning Abroad, the central office for Learning Abroad on campus is, they canceled all faculty-led programs for the summer. Eccles Global has been hanging out, waiting to see, because Cesar Sanchez runs the program, and he's actually living in Nice, and he's working with the University of Côte d'Azur, and they claimed that they could help the students get there and get settled and live according to the protocol. But right now, to be quite frank, France is a lockdown from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day, and nothing's open except grocery stores. You can do takeout food, but it's miserable. And so we don't see that much will change between now and May 17th when classes start, because the vaccine has been super slow to roll out there in the UK and the EU, worse than the US actually. So we're pretty convinced that we're going to need to cancel the whole thing by March 7th. And that's recorded and it's going to go on a YouTube channel. So I mean, that's how confident I am in that. So sorry, but you know what, Kaylee, it would be great for you to be involved in that down the road. So
Thank
Paul,
you so much for your time. I have another commitment, so I appreciate everything that you've done.
Paul, yeah, email me if you need anything. So
thanks so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kaylee. Paul, do you have anything you need to have answered?
Yeah, so I was just tuning in today to kind of get some info on some of the upcoming opportunities.
Yeah.
Because I was signed up last summer for the UK trip. I think we're going to like London, Wales, and like Scotland or something for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it was canceled due to COVID, and I was still kind of wanting to go to Europe for maybe a couple weeks or maybe a full semester.
Yeah. Well, this summer we have session 3 still in the pipeline. Let me just see if I can find the website again, and then I'll share screen. Wait, can you guys see that? Do you see the
Yeah.
Eccles Global? Okay. So we still have, fingers crossed, session 3, which is July 12th to the 6th. And we have we're going to add a marketing class to this marketing 4840 will be moving to session 3. So we still have these courses that you can sign up for in session 3, and that again would be July 12th through the 6th. In the fall, we have 3 fall break experiences that we're planning, and there'll be 1-week experiences, and that would be great. You get a semester credit hour for those. And those are planned for Spain, Morocco, Argentina, Chile, Korea, Japan. So those would be like, I think the 5th or 6th of October for that week. So that's what we have planned. But the mom that was just on working with CEA, you can go direct to some of these providers and they have some really cool programs.
Okay.
So, yeah, and you can, if you find classes that you like through CEA or CAPA, who provides on this one, you can work with your academic advisor to get those courses cross-listed with some of the Utah classes so that you can get credit for them.
Okay. Yeah, I saw a couple weeks ago you guys announced that you signed like a deal with the University of Aberdeen in Scotland. I wasn't sure if you guys were still doing programs there though.
So the best approach with Aberdeen and other schools that we have relationships with right now is to go actually through the Learning Abroad office. So just the University of Utah Learning Abroad office, they've got the broader relationships. So I would go there and start researching.
Okay.
Because Eccles Global does really Eccles courses specific to Eccles curriculum, but there's a whole world out there through Learning Abroad.
Right. And would they be, so I'm second semester of second year, so would they be able to offer courses that would still fulfill some of our requirements?
Yeah, so what you do is you look at the providers. So in Aberdeen, they would have, the business school there. You would work with the advisor in Learning Abroad to structure the experience in Aberdeen. And then you get the syllabi from Aberdeen and you bring those to your academic advisor to get them across. This is, you said, you saw international marketing class, you see a supply chain class, or you see, another class that might fit. And you just bring that curriculum back to the business school to your advisor and they'll help you cross-list it and they'll take it to the department and get it approved. So that's really the way to do it.
Okay.
Aberdeen would be great, actually.
Yeah. Do you know if they're open this year?
Yeah, they're not. They're not right now. The UK is shut down completely. They are not really accepting any students. But to be quite frank, we're probably 8 to 12 weeks away from opening some things up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think by the fall
Yeah, I mean, so summer may work, but you're going to be more, it's more likely that fall is going to work.
Yeah, that was my intention.
Yeah, the only issue is this variant, but we're finding there's a couple of them, right? And they have one in the UK, one coming to South Africa. I'm not a doctor, I don't know much about it, but that they are testing the vaccine against these variants. And so far it's holding up pretty well. So the numbers should still continue to come down.
Okay.
The UK will hopefully open up by mid-August, which is what I'm banking for my class. So, for my semester.
Yep.
So, does that work?
Yep.
All right. Well, go for it.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul. Thanks. All right. Thanks, Jenna, for joining, and Whitney for joining.